What sort of issues are you talking about, Todd?
Well, it seems to me, obviously Trudeau has had some issues dealing with Trump anyways, and it's like they're trying to get some things worked out. To me, based on the trade, and I have no inside information, only the markets, but the markets are telling me that it's not as clean as we'd like it to be. And even with the Mexico deal yesterday, the markets did not react as positively as one might have thought based on the deal in place.
Well, yes, that is indeed true, but I suppose, you're talking about unknowns and the information that we just don't have as investors in the market, and that could well be why. I know that you are, and you have been for some time, in fact, concerned about complacency in the market. What essentially does it all mean? I mean, new record highs once again overnight for two of the major indices in the States, yet we're talking about the flattening of the yield curve, and we're talking about concerns that we may have a slowdown caused by a Federal Reserve misstep or potentially a winding down of monetary policy of the QE program rather, and potentially even, impacts from the trade dispute.
These things will all come to fruition. It's funny. Today we had consumer confidence in the States today, the highest number since when? Since the year 2000. What happened in 2000? The market started to crater. Again, you cannot have so much confidence. You cannot become complacent, and that's what we're becoming. And of course, the Fed is way behind the eight ball here because they've been so lax at raising rates. One of the big things, if you look at, is all the lending that's going on from the peer-to-peer lenders and the usury type lenders, the higher rates, but the banks are buying those loans from the lenders. So why don't they just let the rates rise naturally as they should? But they're going to get stuck and they're going to have to raise too fast as always, and we're going to get an economy that's going to overheat, and then we're going to end up in the same problem. The markets will sell off. However, as we know in history, the markets go up.
Okay, so here's the thing. I mean, talking about being behind the curve, you've broken things down and taken a look under the hood, as it were, in the market, and you make the point that it's retail, it's punters that are buying the top right now. The insiders, they're actually getting out. That's not a good sign.
No, it's not a good sign, and that's really what's happening. In fact, if you look at the inside sellers, you're seeing that first of all, when you see volume is at ridiculously low levels. I mean, I would call the volume pathetic right now. So with no volume, the only buying that's coming in is really from the retail trade. So when the retail trade is buying, that's usually near the end. Now, again, I'm not going to predict the top of the market. As a trader, I'm looking for opportunities to get short. As an investor, I hedge and stay in the markets anyways. But you're going to see things will happen, and nobody knows what the announcement will be or what the news will be, but it could be trade, as Oriel said. It could be a number of things. I think it'll be related to the Federal Reserve because they'll make a misstep, as they've done each and every time in history. And then you'll see a little bit of a sell-off.